You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network.
Very good, Ying. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, and now streaming live on Ustream, this is AFTERBUZZ TV for the game. Tonight's host is Courtney Stewart. Joining Courtney will be AFTERBUZZ co-hosts Isabel Mora, Kenny Harrison, and Curtis Taylor. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip about the game. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, Courtney Stewart.
Hello, and welcome to AFTERBUZZ the game. We are rocking all the way to episode 11. Never surrender today. I can't believe we're on episode 11.
Yeah.
We only got two more to go. And today was a interesting episode. It was kind of a place filler for me.
Yeah.
But
It's like, oh, what do we want to talk about?
But it was a nice little, like in between before the big, last two finale episodes going. So let's jump in the episode today. And we have Miss Tasha Mack at the top of the show. Tasha Mack, we love you, and AKA Wendy Wakel Robinson. We are so sad that you have been out of the country, but we hope that you guys get another season so we can have you in the studio, because your role as Tasha Mack is probably the funniest thing ever. Mm-hmm. And you threw your non-existent boo a birthday party. Who does that? Whose idea was that? And was there any explanation as to why she didn't want anybody to know that they had broken up? I was confused.
But no, her only explanation, I think we heard her say she does not like to be judged, or I think she's so used to judging everyone.
I know.
But it was like finally her turn, and she's like, I'm not ready to hear all that.
But that was crazy, because she could have just been like, I had to let the little one go.
Yeah.
He was too much of a baby.
Yeah, and I feel like they didn't talk about them, 2 episodes the entire season. So, why do we even need to break them up, you know?
Well, we needed to break them up, Kenny. We already talked about this a few episodes ago. They were there for
they
sexual relations.
Yeah, I know. But,
He was no stallion. Terrence J was a cute little mouse, but he was no stallion. But either way, so they throw this super fly party for, what's his name again? Dante on the show. We call him Terrence J. Because his real name's Terrence J and his show name is Dante, and he looks like TT, so it's confusing. And we don't know what we're supposed to do with it. But so they throw this birthday party, and he shows up at the end, blows out his candles. First of all, why is he only 25? I was also hoping that he was at least like 27 or 28.
Yeah, well.
He's only 25. That's like getting a college boy. To me, 25 is like you just got out of college.
Yeah.
You probably don't even have a job yet. How does he have money? What does he do? Does anybody know anything?
No, we don't know anything about him.
We don't know anything about him. And he's supposed to be this like serious, like life-changing relationship for Tasha Mack.
Right.
Yeah, but there's nothing there.
I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she threw the birthday party. He wasn't there. TT knew about it. I like the dynamic between her and TT.
Funny.
That's brought back from previous seasons,
right.
Because we've had, with him being gone on the chicken truck, I've been missing him and Tasha, and they're relating. So it was nice to have him back.
Yeah.
And so at the end, she has a sentimental moment. And for the first time, we see Tasha get a little
emotional
and sensitive.
Yeah.
And she didn't cry for real. And then I liked how he said, "You ain't cry for real." And then she just said their eyes just sweating. So that was cute. They stuck with her character very well with that. And so they ended it, and he said she deserves to be saved, and she felt special and beautiful and lovely with a chocolate man. And that was the excitement of Tasha and her non-existent man.
Exactly.
And then she meets up with Melanie, and they have a moment.
Right.
Which we appreciate also, even though they gave a little tribute to Kelly and what Kelly would have done. And all that did was make me miss Kelly more. Brittany Daniel, please come back to the game. We want you back on the game. We needed your
Yeah.
comedy there, but Melanie is trying really hard. She threw a party. She was helping with the party.
Right.
She was giving her some drinks, and they had a girly girl moment, so that was cute. Because the girls are kind of being harsh on each other
Yeah.
through
The
this
last-
season.
Well,
Right,
yeah.
right.
There's nothing. There's their relationship. Well, the whole dynamic. We definitely miss Kelly. You know. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, she added that third wheel, that funny like support, and that love-hate relationship with Tasha. It was perfect for the show, and now it's just kind of like, I feel like Melanie, that scene was kind of forced.
Well, I feel
Yeah.
like Melanie is the third wheel.
Well,
She's
yeah,
always been the third
And
wheel.
That's true. That's very
and
true.
she's always been sort of the like one that they had to like school,
Yeah.
and the fact that she's like the school teacher now is
Yeah.
kind of weird. It doesn't.
That's why I think it's a
Yeah.
little forced.
But I mean, you know, she
What are you gonna
tried.
do?
She was sparkly. Hair and makeup was nice. They
Yeah.
did their little scene, and it was cute. And go ladies for the game for the night. But that wasn't the real interesting part of the episode, I think. So we'll.
Oh, there was an interesting part.
Oh.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Kenny.
I'm joking.
We're-
Well, Curtis isn't here, so I have to start. I have
You
to
have to
fill in.
cause problems.
Exactly.
By the way,
Okay.
why didn't we announce that at the top of the show that Curtis is not here? No
That's
special
right.
shout out to
Well,
Curtis.
you know,
Maybe it was because I was kind of going deaf during the intro because I think my earphones are a little bit high today, and I completely lost my train of thought and focus and realized
and
that
half a brain.
But I also feel Curtis's spirit in my soul, and I feel like he's here somewhere waiting and like
Lurking.
he's gonna like lurk in at any moment. So I'm sure that he'll some kind of way manifest himself at some point in this episode. But we miss him. This is his corner. Everybody take a moment. The image
I
of
pour-
Curtis is gone.
pour
Pour a
some
little
water?
water on it. Pour it out for the homie. He's not here right now. But Curtis had to get his slave on because he's trying to make some money. So he was on set being, I actually don't know what he was doing today because Curtis
Maybe one of the
is an
Atlanta
actor and a
girls.
stuntman. So I don't know. I saw a picture of him like looking like old school, like 1940s newsboy. So I don't know what he's working on right now. But Curtis, we love you and we miss you and
We
we
miss
look forward
you.
to you coming back soon. Cheers.
Alert. Spoiler alert.
There's a spoiler. What are we spoiling?
That Curtis is a stuntman and he could be in an amazing movie that we don't know about.
Okay, well, as soon as he's in one, you know he's gonna tell you. So I don't know why.
And then we'll probably have to do an AfterBuzz.
show.
We'll have to
for
do
the-
an AfterBuzz TV Curtis,
for Curtis.
Taylor edition.
There you go.
Actually, I think his stage name is different. I can't remember it, but I don't know. Curtis
Lasagna.
Taylor edition, and he would be like the guest.
Well, he's a lot of things.
So everybody line up for that job to interview Mr. Curtis Taylor. Nonetheless, let's get back over to the game here. So, you know, Tasha and Melanie had their moment. That was nice and sweet. As we said, this was a filler episode.
Yeah.
Not much going on.
Well, yeah. No new information.
No new information, except that Melanie and Derwin pick up Baby D at Arby's, which is cute because that just means that the drama with Janae is not solved and they have to meet on neutral turf because that's what child custody issues cause. You can't go to nobody's house. You have to meet
Right.
at a
At a
public
parking lot.
location.
right.
Don't ask me why I know that.
As if they don't know where she lives, right?
I know, but you know, it's not neutral land, boo. It's not neutral land. You can't be nowhere near the house, and it usually has to be like halfway between the houses
Ah,
to be legal. So, you know, baby drama, baby mama drama, whatever.
Right.
Nonetheless, let's scoot on over to the next big storyline of the episode, which was also, I don't really know what to
Filler.
say about it. It was
well, you know what? It
was
brought a
trying-
resolution
it
to
brought a
that
resolution,
situation.
Kind
yes.
of a resolution, because it ended with a really not heightened emotional moment. But anyway, let's set it up.
Okay.
Basically, Meagan Good, who plays Parker, is obviously still trying to rape poor Malik. It's actually playing right now. She was half naked in his car. Well, not really. She had on a dress on, and I was kind of like, I thought she was gonna have lingerie or something, and I didn't.
No, the extra was the red lipstick.
Yeah, because she had the like trench coat. I thought she was gonna whip it open, and we were gonna see some tatas and some thongs and some fishnets or something.
And Curtis is back.
But I'm just saying, it doesn't make any sense. She had on a full dress. I was like,
Well, I think it was
See-through?
yeah, it was a little sexy.
dude, no. I mean, come on.
Courtney, she's never shown her shoulders before.
She wasn't showing her shoulder. She had pantyhose on her shoulder because she's got mesh
All I
on.
see is big lips.
Right.
Well,
feel
I
like
mean,
that
that's
And
her
a shiny
thing.
forehead.
That's her thing is the lips.
forehead,
She is
everything.
always given lots of lip. she's got the lips popping. But either way, so it was kind of cute though. He told her to get back in the car, and then he went and rode off in another car.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's
It was,
that takes you back to the old school, the game, the whole
duck and dodge
Yeah.
and keep it moving.
Yeah.
And then they end up at the party that was
Tasha's party.
for Tasha's party that was actually for little
Non-existent.
Dante.
By now we should know his name.
Yeah, whatever. And they go to this party, and he's got his girlfriend. So how are you guys feeling about the girlfriend now? Because I'm not growing to love her yet.
Well, see, and I think that the problem is like we only see her every blue moon. You know, it's like we don't spend enough time. We didn't spend enough time with TT's twin, Tasha's boyfriend, and we didn't spend enough time with.
But we didn't want to spend time with.
Well,
the
I know,
twin.
but the thing is, like,
because he didn't
we don't.
fit. He didn't
Well, we
fit.
don't care about these. This is why I'm
He
trying to
wasn't my
explain.
steaming pot of sex that he was supposed to be.
Right, which is why we don't care about any of these extraneous characters.
Well, she was cute though. Like she had a chance to be like a nice. I don't know. I just don't. I'm not feeling their chemistry.
Well, I mean, once again, that's a forced relationship.
Because when she sat on his lap in the nightclub, did you see how I was like, and she
No.
like slid down?
No.
What?
I thought she probably felt something and then had to get up. I mean.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah, it was
No,
kinda
I
like,
actually
let me
didn't.
bounce
I
on
didn't
it.
even recognize her when she said that. I was like, "Who is this girl?" Oh, that's the model.
Kenny, do you actually pay attention to the episode?
I was
I mean,
texting.
how many chocolate long-haired
Well,
black
you know,
girls with?
I don't care about her, so it doesn't really matter.
All right, so my question for you guys is normally on the game we take Malik and he would normally be going with Meagan Good's character.
Yummy.
Now this season, as we've seen the writing starting to change, they're kind of trying to make him, a goody right now. Do we like that? Do we like that this is going this way, or do we think he should fool around? Do we think that he will end up going back towards Megan's character, and we'll see the downfall of Malik again?
I know. Well, his downfall's not going to be.
I don't think he'll go back to Megan. I think that they're really trying to give him like dimension. So like the logical step right now for him, since he supposedly had this amazing epiphany in rehab, which we didn't really get to see, but I think they
Right.
were trying to go for that. He's trying to be a better man and do the right thing.
The
and
counselor now.
yeah, and I think if anything, we'll just see him like depressed again because the
Right.
model is like, forget
Gone.
you. By the way, how's she gonna be mad that he got some action from this lady and you don't know when that happened? Like that could have been
Yeah.
like 2 months ago. She didn't say I was with your boo like 2 minutes ago.
But she also didn't say I love you or care about you at
Exactly.
all. So I'm like, was that just an easy way out for her to walk out and say? You know
Probably,
what?
and she's a crackhead too, by the way.
Yeah.
She's a recovering crackhead too. She
Yeah.
was in rehab too, or
Oh,
was
she
on
may, you know what?
liquor?
She may go and fall off the deep end after that situation, and send her back to rehab.
We don't want that kind of drama on the game.
We do. We need. I feel like we need a hot mess on the show because Malik was our
Yeah.
hot mess, and
Yeah.
now we're.
No, but Malik wasn't a hot mess.
Yes, he was.
No, he was not a hot mess. Malik was just funny and doing what he was gonna do.
Right.
Like he
Right.
wasn't messy about it. Like
He was
it was.
open about it. Hey,
He
girl,
was.
I'm
I
gonna
mean, he
F
was
you, and
throwing the
that's it, goodbye.
dollars, but I mean, he wasn't like, oh
Which was
God,
funny at
somebody
the
help
beginning.
him. We loved that.
Right,
about
absolutely,
Malik.
and that's my. I mean, he's one of my favorite characters on the show because of that, and I feel
Yeah.
like we're kind of losing it. And who's gonna take that place right now?
Well,
Where's the game gonna go from here?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
they're
totally
trying to
agree with
make
Jesse.
everybody serious. So I don't know. And I, in my encounter with Malik today, he was kind of happy about his turn in his character. He's like,
Really?
he felt like it was a natural progression.
Well, I
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
Oh yeah. So as we exclusively now know, I spoke with Jose Sanchez, who hopefully will get to visit us live next week. He was at a red carpet event for Miss Meagan Good had a movie premiere, her to DVD movie, and they were there. And Hosea commented on his character. I asked him how he felt about the change because we all loved him as the funny, like
Right.
light going, like always had a joke for everybody. And he said, you know what, I like it. I enjoyed what the writers do. Like I'm an actor, and I like that they as long as
wants to
they're
keep his
as
job.
long as they're true to what my character would be doing, and I feel like it's a natural progression for him to sort of get a little more serious about life and more serious about things. He's gotten older. His more money, more things have happened to him, and it's only a matter of time before he found love and wanted to settle down.
Yeah, and I think that's great, but I feel I think where Jesse was going, okay, so we're moving him into the serious. Now we need to either get a new character to be the butt of every joke, or to present the jokes of the show. You know what I mean? Like a replacement for him.
Well, they definitely took all the jokes away because it was him, it was Kelly, and actually Kelly's husband
Jason
did a lot of the jokes that
he
were
did.
so, and none of those folks are here, so.
We have Tasha. I feel like
But
She has nobody to
feels-
play off of, though,
Exactly, that's what I was gonna
anymore,
say.
Because everybody else is supposed to be the like serious, more.
Because I think that scene between Tasha and Melanie, that was kind of supposed to be like the buddy comedy, but
Yeah.
and I don't think Melanie
And Melanie's
has that.
supposed to be the stiff, like
yeah.
uppity, goody
Yeah,
two-shoe girly
yeah.
girl, so it doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
But I mean, you
So
know.
going back to Malik, do we think he's gonna stay with this girl? Because if we focus on his character, they have given him 2 chances to actually try the serious relationship, and the girls have actually left him.
Yeah,
so he had been willing.
He was with Robin,
to
and he
try
actually wanted Robin.
And then I can't remember her name, but she was the bigger character who he falls in love with and actually admits like, okay, yeah, I like big girls, and then
Oh,
in one
that's
episode,
right.
yeah.
she ends up
Chubby
leaving
girl.
him because he's too.
He doesn't want to
mama's
be her
boy.
in public and all that, and he.
And right, and then they end up going back, and he's fine. I'll admit it. I like you. I love you. And so he has been trying throughout the whole seasons, trying to settle down, and the
So-
girls are just not sticking around.
Well, this one, whose name again escapes us
Yeah.
all because we don't want her on the show anyway. But she didn't. He was like, "You're the love of my life. You're too good for this. I love you." And her response was a really gross-looking kiss. It was like, it was not very
Right.
convincing. But
Well,
either
first,
way,
first you're like, wow, you've had some effed up life. If I'm the best, who says that?
yeah, somebody who's not in love. So Malik's putting himself out there for no reason.
Again,
Well, I mean, in the end, I do feel a little bit of a depression for the closing down of the
Right.
strip club. I'm on
Yes.
TT's side for that.
Yeah.
yeah, I want to see more lasagna.
Lasagna was doing her thing, and she wasn't all lumpy. Lasagna was in good shape.
She was.
Lasagna was in very
You
good
heard
shape.
what he said. You have all that and no cheese, very little cheese.
That was good. That was good.
Like strippers with no cheese, just a little shake. So that was kind of depressing, and that also kind of was depressing because that, like
That's
Jesse
every
was
time
already
we
saying,
just
that's
see-
kind of the closing of that entire.
His whole character.
That whole character is.
Yeah.
That was sort of, but it didn't actually happen yet, for sure. Do we know? I mean, he just kind of was like, "Here's a check," but with the girlfriend leaving, maybe he won't fully give in to that.
Right, and Atlanta girls will have a job for another episode. Or
Well, we're all voting for it to come back to LA, so
Yeah.
I guess it'll be more fake chichis,
okay, so
not the
Santa
natural
Monica
boobies.
girls
Santa Monica, dude, is that where
down
strip
the
clubs
street,
are?
Santa Monica. They
In
have
Santa
it.
Monica?
Well, I mean, at that point, you'll get
Trannies
actually real actors, and not the actual.
What are
no.
fake actors? Kenny?
Well,
Wait, no, I
they're
think
real
no,
actors.
What
actors,
I mean
men
is that
dressed as
you,
women.
you will get real actors instead of like girls from Hooters that obviously aren't professional actors. Like you're a
Girl, I
professional
would try
actor.
out. I would try out.
Well,
For one of the stripper parts?
sure.
Okay, well, there you
Um,
go. I think it's Suzanne Goddard Smythe is the casting director. Isabel Mora would like to put her chichis on display.
Oh my God, my cheese. I mean,
That
yeah.
makes no sense. Oh my God. But okay, so nonetheless, I don't even know what we're talking about.
I'm just saying.
I would not like to be a stripper on the game, but I would be happy to be a character.
I'm just saying-
Isabel, why don't you give us a little preview and we'll put
why?
some.
See, you say that. Go ahead. Where's the music, Jesse? You gotta
You can stand
start
on
the
the table.
music.
Let
Oh,
me try.
and it's lit. The table's lit. It's just.
And you have lighting here.
Let me try out. Let me try out.
Well, here's your chance. You're on
Are we se-
camera.
Are you serious?
Suzanne might see this. Well, I don't know what kind of strip clubs you've been to, Jesse.
I know.
You got music and everything.
And I'm
What
wearing
is this?
This is called Drop by the Ying Twins.
I've never heard the beginning. Okay, so here we go. We're clapping.
Are you guys serious? I'm seriously gonna get up and start doing this right now.
Get up!
I'm gonna fall right
He's
here.
a blasting lights. You're making our.
No, I'm not gonna do
Wow.
it here and get up.
Everybody in the club
That's really bogus that you would tease our viewers that way. Come on,
I'm just saying,
You could-
on the American Idol AfterBuzz show, they get up here.
dance
Ashanti's
all
gotten
the
up on the
time.
table.
all the time.
All the every.
all the time.
Why don't I get invited
You
to those
just
shows?
told me you would try out to be a stripper on the show,
would,
and he
I
gave you
would.
good music and he gave you lights. He gave you flashing lights to make it all look good with shadows.
That's
Look at
called
that.
a missed opportunity.
A missed opportunity.
opportunity.
Yes.
Oh man.
I'll just send him some
Because
naked.
if I had big chi-chis,
You're
I would
making
get
the
up
game
and
look like punks up in
Okay,
here.
I
Kenny, I kind of
don't
think
have
Kenny,
it.
you should come show her up.
Well, Kenny knows
Show
how to
us.
pop it and twerk
I
it.
believe
All
Kenny
right,
knows.
No.
Come on, Kenny.
No.
show
One,
me
just
how
one.
my
Just
show me
show
how my
one,
video.
just one.
Show me how
Just
my
one.
video. Show me how my video.
My
shoot.
mother might be watching.
No.
Oh, come
Really?
on.
Yes.
Are you serious? He's got your. Come on.
Kenny,
Just a little
show
snippet.
Show me what should
No.
be part of my child.
Calvin Miller production. Toot that thing up, mommy, make it roll. When she pop, lock it for me, girl.
I can't do it. Why don't you do it?
To your baby girl, let it show. Once you pop.
I can't do it.
I'm really depressed
I'm
right
very
now.
camera shy.
I thought that my team was really down for the cause, and apparently not. the
Why don't you be a
case.
leader and step up and you do it?
Because
That would
Yeah,
be
what-
taking away from her hosting duties right now.
exactly.
I can carry on while you
I'm
do it.
on
Go
this
ahead.
like whole side of the table by myself, and then it would be naked if I stood up, and then it would look like we
think
don't
that's
have a
the
real
whole-
Oh,
show.
I'll be glad to move over there.
It's fine. You know what? It's okay. Everybody's seen me shake a little something. And actually right now,
I
the real
haven't.
reason that I can't is because I was in boot camp over the weekend and I still feel pain from that. And then I was on my feet for
Excuses,
2.5,
excuses.
3 hours at this freaking red carpet event, and I seriously like can't feel the lower part of my legs.
Oh.
So I'm sorry, but next week, if we have some music, I will get my groove on.
Oh,
should put a poll
I'll
up there,
be
too.
I'll be
If-
reminded.
Oh my
Ladies
God.
and gentlemen, you heard it here first.
You-
Next week, the cast of the Game AfterBuzz edition.
The cat.
Yes, the cast 1,
We
2,
are
and
fast.
3.
We're a show, boo.
Yes,
We
will
will,
Brown People Edition.
we will be grooving it like real brown people do, and y'all are gonna stop acting like y'all are all uppity and goody goody and
I'll
can't
have
do
I
it.
will
have
totally
my
admit that
hoochie
I
pie
am
dress.
uppity.
Whatever.
I am uppity.
You're not so uppity that you don't twerk it.
I'm classy.
Yeah, Kenny, and that's what your mama told you. But anyway.
Hi, Mom.
Anyway. So let's get back to the game. That depresses me. Everybody look at the nightclub scene. Because Atlanta has actually some of the really best nightclubs, and they don't display that at all
Yeah, well.
in the season. And it's really sad, because they should be like
Well,
getting it in the club.
Well, obviously it looks like they're cheating, whatever, like
Because they have like
warehouse.
4 people in a
so-
corner, so they're trying to make it work.
Right.
But so Meagan, darling Parker, decides that she won't rape Malik this time because he makes her feel her emotions.
See
By
the
the
light.
way, because he overhears the husband, which I didn't see him in that
I
scene. like,
never-
I didn't see
Yeah,
him
yeah.
overhear
You know,
it.
well, he was sitting across from them.
Okay.
So he didn't. I don't think he heard per se. but-
Okay, and okay, I have to go to the actual quote if I can find it. It was
Right.
so harsh. He told her that she looked like a $2 hooker and that she cost a little bit more than that. First of all,
That was.
she was in the bar. She should have thrown a drink or cut him with something or
Cut him with something.
some broken glass. There should have been a violent reaction.
We're talking about what Meagan Good would do, not what you would do.
I'm talking
this-
about
is this what you would
Meagan
do?
Good would do.
But
I would have said a big ol' F you and thrown a glass at him, like for real.
I think this is when we get to see why she's so insecure and
Well, of
why she's going
course.
around. So I guess it's something that's been going in her life. So this is probably what he said to her is probably very minimal to what she's been having to deal with when it comes to.
Well, do you
living-
think she looked like a $2 hooker in that dress?
I like I said, I'll be wearing that next week.
Next topic.
But that's not the answer to the question.
Oh, sorry.
Just because you're okay being a $2
No, you know
hooker
what?
doesn't mean that.
Excuse
Whoa,
me,
whoa,
Courtney,
whoa,
I'm sure
whoa.
that dress was a little more money
It's
than
the
that.
gray
okay?
dress. It's
What
a
was
little
the?
ugly.
What did he say though? Like, because I kind of missed the whole.
Somebody
I
else
think
looked cute in
she-
it.
Yeah.
Oh, like a model or something
he
was wearing
he
it.
bought it for somebody. No, he bought it for her.
He bought
No,
it.
she said I bought it because you mentioned how much you liked it, and
Oh,
he said,
okay.
"Yeah, on so and so, not on my wife."
Oh.
Yeah, so he has that
Interesting.
whole, I'll look at a hot chick and something, but
Right,
I don't
right,
want
right.
my wife to look like
Right.
that. That's kind of
I
unfortunate.
don't like. Yeah.
Well, you know that's some people have that whole like Madonna image of their wife, and your wife
And
is
then-
supposed to be a certain way, but you
Just
see
on a
it hot on
pedestal.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That's really depressing for her, and that's why she got it on with Malik. But then she kind of takes a shot at Malik at the end, and she's like, I had to sleep with that trash because you are impotent and can't give it to me and don't love me. And I was like, really? He wasn't trash because you were humping him regular.
You were forcing him.
And $40 million, you're not trash.
Right.
Malik. You might be a little bit dirty because you've been around the block, but you're not trash. So that was a little harsh on her part.
Maybe experience, not trash.
Experience? You think like too many girls?
No, you know, I think she was just in the moment and she.
Well, did you feel the moment? Because I didn't.
Not
That's
at
what
all.
I would like to know. It was kind of
That's
like
true.
anticlimactic. And then home dude and his.
And it so happens when he's just walking out. It was so like,
course.
okay, we're just walking out.
And then the dudes, like the random bodyguards, like what were they gonna do? Like jump him while the husband beat him down? Like what was that supposed to be?
I
I
think
don't
they were
know.
just gonna hold him down, right? Hold
I
him down
thought they
long
were
enough
gonna-
to beat him down, drag him into the car. and-
Well, I thought they were just gonna beat him down,
And then
and
like,
the husband was gonna watch.
and I felt like that. Really, he's the owner of a football team. You're gonna beat down your quarterback player with your like thug bodyguards? That made no sense.
Yes.
And then we're
What do you- I don't- I
weren't
don't-
there like
yeah.
two white boys like smaller than him?
I don't even know. And then the random, his bodyguard comes out and shoots a gun, and I'm just like, really? Is it the black people shooting up the club? And these are the rich black people. So why are we shooting up the club? Like, why couldn't they just? And then he yells at him like, what was his? You're gonna experience a world of hurt. A world of hurt.
Yeah.
That was not intense. Sorry, did we see the writers of this episode? Did you catch
I saw it, but I don't remember.
I
who.
think that one of the things we would talk about with the game is that they're having some issues expressing anger. Because
Courtney, they need you to join.
there's no energy behind their
need you to
anger.
be the
Well, there's
writer
no.
here.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
no energy behind it at all. He's like, your wife just told everybody that she's been boning your freaking quarterback and your
Sorry.
world of hurt.
I'm gonna distract
Taking
her
it.
with the Wendy's on the side.
Yeah.
It was beyond. So anyway, that was sort of the wrap up of this week's episode. That was as exciting as it got. We still love the game, but that was a filler episode, and there wasn't really much going on for that at all. Ow. Ow, ow. Ow, ow. Jesse, would you like to tell me what I'm supposed to do with that? Was that like a special sound? I'm supposed
That
to
was just the
feel?
party of the excitement of the episode.
And, we're honoring Charlie Sheen, and so therefore we're playing random sound effects throughout the week because that's what his people do.
That's true. I would like to make a proposition to AfterBuzz that we leave Charlie Sheen references alone.
You don't want to be winning.
But see, the sad part is that's what I was saying in boot camp on Saturday.
Oh.
I'm winning because I was really dying. But I don't know. Like Charlie Sheen is I have no words. I really have no words. So anywho.
Well, okay, that's yeah.
That's
Moving
all you
along.
got.
Well,
you go ahead, boo.
Well, I was just gonna say there. I mean, what sucks is that the show is on hiatus. It's not gonna. It's people are out of work because of him for the meantime. So it just kind of sucks.
I mean, I guess
But
it sucks.
I'm not one of those people. So
But I mean, people get sick. Is he not allowed to have sick days?
who, Charlie?
Yes. He's sick.
That's not sick.
It is sick.
That's not like an illness that like I got cough and I'm sick. No.
So that's the only qualification you have for sick
He's
if you're
sick
coughing.
in the head.
Okay, so that's still sick. He can't work properly. He's sick. I
Well-
think we don't give him being sick enough respect.
Wow.
He needs to be. He's sick, and yeah, it sucks that they're out of work, but they've been working
Right.
on his back and his enabling his sickness for many years now. So maybe it's time to move on, but we're not going to judge and talk about Charlie Sheen right now because we're talking about the game and how exciting this episode was this week. Yay. Silence because there's nothing left. We got nothing else for the episode. But we are looking forward to what is to come because there is rumor that there is going to be a major cliffhanger.
I can imagine what it could be.
I can't imagine what it would be either because I have no vibe of any kind of exciting.
Well, actually, guys, I'm gonna put Curtis through. He's on the line right now.
Yay, Curtis made it. I told you. I felt
Curtis,
his
you there?
spirit. Oh, just
Curtis.
Hello, Curtis.
He disappeared into the chocolate darkness.
I don't think he can disappear into that. He's probably, you can find him in chocolate darkness.
Well, that's why he disappears in chocolate darkness.
Well, he could never have appeared.
He would.
Because
He's got white
in order
eyes. He's not black eyes.
in order to disappear, you have to have appeared.
Well, that's what you say. Who
Well-
says that that's the definition of disappear?
That's in the Urban Dictionary. I read it over the weekend. Oh,
I
by
thought
the
you were
way,
uppity. You don't read the Urban Dictionary.
well, I'm catching up. There are a lot of things that
you're catching up.
Yeah, I'm earning my card.
You said, by the way, what did you do this
Well,
weekend?
no, I was watching the game.
Yes.
I'm catching up.
Yay! Everybody give a hand to Kenny for finally
you,
getting
thank
through
you.
the first 3 seasons.
And one of the terms that I learned was Project Twin.
And you text me that.
And I
was like, wow.
I was so excited. I was like,
Would you like to define Project Twin for our
it
viewers?
is when one male gets 2 women pregnant at the same time,
There you go.
and they have
Babies. At the same time.
And
First person that comes to mind, Lil Wayne.
Oh, I love Lil Wayne.
Ew, are you kidding?
I wouldn't mind a Project Twin from Lil Wayne.
Ew.
I would not let Lil Wayne's Lil Dang Dang come within like 5,000 feet of me.
And I don't think you have to have sex with Lil Wayne.
Oh,
to get
yeah,
pregnant.
right? You can just everywhere. Oh, that is probably really inappropriate. But,
Okay.
I
Actually, I think if you're within a certain
I mean, he was
vicinity
in
of
jail
him,
and like 3 women were pregnant by him.
Well,
It's
there
like,
you go.
what? Conjugal visitation? Like, do you not have to have any papers to get a conjugal visit? Like,
I think it's just a phone call.
they were writing each other.
it's like, that's my boo. I need to come. Evan, can I come in? They're like, sure, why not?
What's up with the beard? I was just looking at that.
Oh my god, that looks
You don't
so
think the
fake.
beard is sexy?
I don't know. This was just weird.
That was lame. Cause it's like he's like the mafia boss. That's
Yeah.
really lame. The owner, like what owner sends his thugs to beat up their quarterback? Like that's your money, honey.
That's true.
That was stupid. Boo. Didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
Didn't like it at all. Also didn't like the like unicorn earring.
What was?
What do you call it? The like eyeglass chain, but it was an earring.
Who was that? Who?
Chocolate model. And
Yes,
her,
You know,
I wasn't.
I've seen
I wasn't even
those.
paying attention.
But I've seen them like I guess like really long, but I never saw one that's like an actual like it looked like it should be clipped on her eyeglasses and I wasn't feeling that. They're doing some confusing stuff. Anyway.
kids nowadays.
Kids nowadays. But nonetheless, that is the game episode, what is it, 11? Let's just watch Lasagna do her dance real quick.
Oh yes, please. With
Since
little cheese.
Isabel couldn't do it at all.
Well, I mean, look at that. I mean,
We took pole dancing class. You could totally spin around like that. I saw her.
on what and on who? Jesse?
That's right. Can we need to make another request. There should be a poll in here.
No. No, we're making a request. I need a pole in the middle.
I love that
The lighting is amazing.
I
Yeah,
love
we
it.
do need a pole. Can you just buy one?
We need a
Didn't
pole.
Snooki buy one for like $20?
Yeah, you can get them pretty
All right,
cheap.
so if we get a poll in here,
Oh no.
Oh, if we get a poll in here, it's gonna be a wrap. Except I don't think we can, as colored people, allow that to happen on our show. We'll have to like mix it up. We'd have to like be on American Idol with like some white people and some other people, like mix it up. It can't just be like the brown people got on the poll.
We should get the Glee people to do it.
Yeah, let the Glee people do it. And then we'll come in for like a quick visit and like, oh, I'll spin around your pole. And, like make it a joke. Because if we make it just like the strippers are up in the game, it just doesn't look right.
Already.
That's awesome.
It doesn't work out so
it's research and
well.
development.
What are we developing?
Oh wow.
Jesse.
Well, I mean, Courtney,
show.
at some point you did.
A show?
At some point you did think about owning a strip club. I mean, you had names for all of us and
I
everything.
did. I was going to
Please
have
share those
I was
names.
going to have a strip club.
Oh,
like Isabel's name at the time was Chi Chi because her boobs were enormous. Oh my god. And mind you,
Oh
some
my
guys from Chicago
gosh,
still refer to her as Chi Chi, and they
still
were trying to come to LA to find out
haunts me.
where the strip club was. So, you know, we do what we have to do to make it through.
They'd be
and have
very
a good time.
disappointed if they came by now.
Well, they have gone down, but they wouldn't be disappointed. But as we'll talk about in our special segment, they wouldn't be disappointed with Meagan Good either. So anyway, on that note, we are absolutely not talking about the episode of the game anymore. So I think we're going to shoot on over to our commercial break and come back shortly.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call at 347-855-8269.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Get in on the AfterBuzz. 347-855-8269.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
Listen on iTunes.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from?
Find us on Facebook.
Your husband or your best friend?
Follow us on Twitter.
But then she's trying to kill him, so it justifies it. I'm like, oh, now it makes sense.
And visit us at AfterBuzzTV.com.
The wig will come off. That wig come off, baby. Oh, what?
Boardwalk Empire. Desperate Housewives. Glee. Gossip Girl. Breaking Bad. Mad Men. True Blood. The Walking Dead. Big Love. Jersey Shore. The Oscars. Celebrity Rehab. The Emmys. If it's hot, you can bet we'll be buzzing about it.
And we're back, and Isabel's fixing her hair because she was tossing it on the commercial break, practicing for her next week. Her debut as Chi-Chi on
Oh my God.
AfterBuzz TV.
We need to find me a new nickname, though.
I like
don't think
Chi-Chi.
I like
Chi-Chi
Chi-Chi.
anymore.
Chi-Chi is amazing. Anywho, so we're going to talk about our special segment today. And it's kind of hard to express exactly how this special segment will go, but I'm just going to call it Brown People Spottings. And the reason that I'm calling it that
Brown
sounds
People
right.
News.
It did not sound right.
It's not
at
really
all.
news. It's kind of like we're not to the news yet. We're just kind of chatting about some things that we've seen of brown people in the entertainment world recently. Let's start off with the NAACP Image Awards, which we didn't really get to talk much about. I think we wanted to talk about it last week, and we kind of didn't get to it.
Right.
Kenny, you had some feelings about it.
Excuse me. It happened. The show was 2 Fridays ago. It was a week after the actual Academy Awards, and there was a lot of the opening jokes were referring to how there weren't many black nominees for the Oscars and blah blah blah. And I think one of the jokes were we actually give awards to black people, so I thought it was kind of funny. But one of the things that we talked about earlier before the show tonight is that a lot of especially on the motion picture side, a lot of the winners are the same winners. Every year you have Denzel, Halle Berry, Samuel Jackson. They're always winning these awards, and even on the TV side. And one of the big things was Tyler Perry. I mean, he was pretty much nominated for
everything.
I mean, he had his shows were nominated. His TV shows for Color Girls won for film, and it's kind of like how. Even in the brown world, we're not as diverse as we should be, and I think that's what I know we've integrated that conversation over the whole series, the season of how there aren't that many shows for minorities and movies for minorities. A lot of the actors, even like Halle Berry and Samuel Jackson, they even made comments about, so you've never seen this movie before. And actually, I've never, for the movies that they won, I haven't seen them because they weren't out.
They weren't released in
theaters.
theaters.
They weren't out in the
or
theaters.
Not in wide release.
Right. So, it's good that we have this, I guess, place where we could celebrate and honor African Americans or actually minorities
in general,
because Sophia Vergara, I think I pronounced that right, she also won for Modern Family. But it's just the whole spectrum, it's the same people every year, and I don't know, what do you guys feel about that? It's just,
I think it's interesting that the same people win every year, because I had a really interesting conversation with a casting director recently. She does a lot of independent films, and she's working on a improv sketch comedy show, a web show called Somebody's Basement. So check that out online. But anyway, she was having a conversation with someone she was working with about casting, and they were looking for some minority actors for this project. And literally, this guy, it was a white guy that works in casting too, and he basically said, I don't believe in Black Hollywood. There is no Black Hollywood.
Interesting.
And I was like, ooh, that's a harsh statement, like
Yeah.
coming from like a really harsh statement, but when you think about it, I mean, our Black Hollywood is concentrated in this small group of people that sort of have notoriety. And granted, there's still another section that we'll kind of actually get to further in this segment, but it's when people think of Black Hollywood and they think of Halle Berry, Denzel,
Will Smith.
Will Smith, and even Will Smith kind of gets separated
Because
he's sort of accepted by the rest of the world as being just Will Smith,
Right.
not as being Black Hollywood.
Exactly.
So and that's kind of, those are the names that come up and go to all the time, as far as actors at least. And it's kind of like, has there really not been have we not made room for anybody else, or is it that the other side is not making room for anybody else? Because I would think that, like with the NAACP awards, at some point we would start to, honor. There has to be like smaller, like somebody that's not getting the notoriety that it, and on all sides of the spectrum, not just Black people, people, Latin people, all of it. Like where are these people and why? I don't know. It's kind of a dismal thought, and it's an interesting thought that the general population has that might have that perception that Black Hollywood, what is that? There's like a few of you guys, but there's nothing substantial there, and there's nothing, the comedy's not there. And then that specific person, that casting director, was saying Tyler Perry, garbage, and that's what brown comedy / whatever successful is looked at. They're like, oh, is that a Tyler Perry thing? Is that a Tyler Perry thing? So everything is notated on that. So that's depressing.
Yeah, it is.
For all of us, because that's how we're perceived and where we're going. So I don't know. I would hope that, there's some films coming out, and there was an article on like 5 up and coming Black directors that should be on the watch or whatever. And I actually think some of the people from The Game were pushing one of the, and Salim Akil was on that list, but there was another woman on that list, and they're pushing her show, which if I had my phone and my Twitter, I could look it up real quick.
What, her show?
She has a film.
Pilot?
It's a film that's actually coming out. I think she was able to get distribution in wider release than it was before or something. I'm not sure. I want to say it's Sony, but I will Twitter that name or whatever. But like, they're encouraging to like go out and see that. So it was nice to see that somebody's paying attention to some small things coming up. And there was a gay director who does some apparently really interesting perspective on gay society and as it relates to regular American society. And he did some amazing movie about that. So people are getting some notoriety, but it's still very small.
Right.
And even we're not touting it and recognizing it, because NAACP still just doing
the same.
Tyler Perry. So I don't know. Hey, where are the Mexicans at?
You have Selma Hayek.
Girl, please.
Her show's
Selma Hayek is married to her rich man, and
well, there you
raising her
go.
baby.
But you know what?
We just go straight to the top.
Well.
Oh, well, if that's what you want to call the top, I just call that you going straight on top. But whatever. Anyway, what is she doing for real?
I feel like she's coming out with something. She's
supposed
creating
to
a
be.
show.
Ugly Betty was.
That was hers, but Ugly Betty's gone. Let's move on. You always come back to Ugly Betty and yelling at us about George Lopez. Like, it's our fault that it got canceled.
Oh my gosh, George Lopez. I love George Lopez. But there you go. You have George Lopez too.
What is he doing?
His show's doing great. He has,
Well, that's his like late night show. Like, can we get a new show? Because he had his sitcom was awesome.
It was. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It's in reruns though. Like, it's not in new production.
Yeah.
So can we get something new? Can you talk to him? Do you know him? Do you know any more Mexicans?
I don't even have. Well, let's not go there.
Well, is there anything in the pipeline you think in the Latin community that should start getting some attention in the mainstream that's coming from entertainment?
Well, now that we're talking about that, this brings sad news, but Selena was supposed to be another.
I don't even want to talk about Selena.
Come in.
I don't want to talk about Selena. It hurts my feelings, and I'll explain to you why.
Why?
Selena is the reason J-Lo exists.
Right. No. Right. And see, another Mexican.
Say I'm wrong.
A Mexican
I
had
have
an
to
open
totally
path.
agree.
A Mexican had an open path
She
for
was
Puerto
beautiful.
Rican.
That's what's upsetting is because I just think Selena was way more talented. and had so much going. And the reason that J-Lo exists is because of that. And no offense to J-Lo, she's really pretty and has a great butt, but she's not my favorite. And I would be like so
and
much.
She's a great singer, Courtney.
It's so funny though
Not to
that
mention
that you say that,
Great
because like
singer.
I'm not a J-Lo fan, and I've known people who absolutely hated her, but they watch American Idol and they now love her.
Well, that's what people are saying. She's amazing on American Idol.
She is amazing on American Idol. And I actually want to say this. This past week they have a I don't know if she's Mexican or not, but she's of some sort of Spanish descent. And
She's one of y'all.
She
racist.
Some kind of way.
Oh, girl, please. So she came on dressed as Selena, because she said when she was younger, her mother used to dress her up as Selena and make her dance around the house.
I did that too.
Really?
So she wore, I don't know if you remember the Selena movie when J-Lo had the purple with the stomach showing. So she had a green mock dress of that looked horrendous. I don't know what American Idol was doing. And I couldn't believe they actually found somebody who not only couldn't sing the song as good as Selena, but couldn't even sing the song as good as J-Lo.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah, so... Well, I got to give J-Lo props for that they actually found somebody who's on American Idol that couldn't.
Wow.
She probably had a hand in that. She was like, this trick will not sing better than I did. I bet she
didn't even sing the songs in the movie.
Yeah,
She did.
She
That's
recorded it.
why they were saying it was such a big deal. Oh my gosh, she's a great singer, because they were saying that she. It sounds like her voice is on top of Selena's voice.
I don't really remember the movie that much, except that I was really depressed that J-Lo was in it. Like, no, I mean, believe me, I've seen the movie like 80 times. And I've seen it on TV. Like, I know it very well. Don't get me wrong, but it just depressed me because I just was happy when J-Lo was a backup dancer for Janet Jackson, talking about that's the way love goes.
She was a.
I don't know why she had to move on.
Do you remember when she was a colored girl?
A fly girl, a colored girl. Did you really just say a colored girl? She was a fly girl on In Living Color.
Yeah.
But then she graduated and she did, when Janet did the Janet album, she was in That's the Way Love Goes era, and she had like the jet black hair and the like thick eyebrows, and I was like, oh, you're hot, you do your thing, la la la. Then all of a sudden she's a star and she's singing and she's dancing and she's on TV, and I'm like, why in the world? Whose idea? I don't know. Selena, we miss you, but that was like 20 years ago. She died like in 94?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Late at night when all the world is sleeping, I stay up and think of you.
Oh, Yolanda.
I love that song. I was in 7th grade and I was in love.
They still...
Okay, so anywho, back to our actual conversation. So, like, Selena's dead, so what are you talking about? Where were you going with that? We were moving towards, like, what's going on in the Latin American entertainment community.
Mexicans, and I'm not very much in touch with my Mexican people.
That's really sad.
I'm just saying,
she hates herself.
I do not. But I have seen a lot of Mexican actors and actresses come out in all these different movies, and I'm always like, I know that person because I watch some soap operas when I come into the house, and so I've seen a lot of them in a lot of film. I mean, I can't even think of a movie right now that I was watching the other day, and I'm seeing all these people on there, and I'm like, oh my God, they're Mexican actors and actresses.
Well, that's a good sign.
Yeah, I could not.
But we don't see them as the marquee. We don't see them as the lead.
No, but if they're actually getting featured enough roles that she notices them, that means they're on the ladder at least. So maybe that's true.
And I will do some research because there's been several already, and I think Machete had a lot of. Was it Machete or the movie?
Machete. It was Machete.
Right. They had a lot of Mexican actors that.
Okay.
That I
was gonna say, wasn't that about like in Mexico or something?
Right, but they usually have something like that, and it's never.
That's true.
Mexican,
like, let's not forget what was
kind of like how
Salma
back in the day,
Hayek and Mexicano or something, or there was a movie called El Mexicano, and they use white people.
Well, they've been doing that for years.
Well, that's what
for
I'm
the
saying.
Native
That's
Americans.
What was it?
Till blackface got outlawed, and then they were like painting themselves to be Native Americans, which was also a trip.
Cleopatra, wasn't she?
Yo, Cleopatra was Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
and we all know who Tommy Mottola is, and he married Thalia, and
Thalia,
Thalia
I
is
used
now
to
coming
like
out, and
her.
she's Mexican.
Is she
and
gonna
she-
do
totally was.
something?
I thought.
I used to
Well,
like her.
let me tell you what happened to her. So she used to be the new and improved Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
I was
skinny and
gonna say,
whatever.
is this-
and
is-
now,
yeah.
no, she's out. She's huge by now, but she became a hippie. So she no longer wears makeup. She comes out on her shows barefoot with jeans. She used to be this woman that had to look better all the time.
She was
and-
hot.
yeah, and I just came across her recent projects, and I'm like, is Thalia barefoot on TV with wearing jeans? I mean, she's the name Shakira. Shakira used to come out barefoot.
Well, yeah,
wearing
but that's because
jeans,
she was
all
like
hipster,
dancing.
and that's Thalia now. She is pregnant again,
Oh, well,
second baby.
that sounds like a Lauryn Hill trajectory right there.
And I gotta say, you guys do have Mario Lopez, who's on TV all over the place.
Is he Mexican?
Yes, he's
Yes.
Mexican.
Oh,
When
I
I literally just found out that he was
Why?
Mexican,
So did
probably
I,
like
because,
last
so did
year.
I, because yeah.
I thought he
didn't
was Puerto Rican this whole time.
Right.
And he's Mexican, which, I mean, he's a cool kid, and he's been doing really well. And
Well, he's been
like,
around since
forever. He's been around since he was a kid. So
How did his reality TV show
I watched a
go?
couple episodes. I don't know how well it did.
I remember
but
watching one, and it was just like, I can't do this.
I like his little wifey, and they're sweet, and it's cute. But
can't
I
get
mean,
into
he's
those
not
shows.
acting. He's not like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Well, maybe he'll like be the Mexican Ryan Seacrest and like launch all these like amazing Latin shows from his like extra NBC trajectory or something. I don't know. So
Oh, and don't we have like Jessica Alba too? Wait,
Jessica
does
Alba's
she
not
have any?
Mexican.
Does she have
No,
any
she is.
she
She
won't.
is.
She doesn't
Well,
claim
she's
her
like half.
ish. She
She's
doesn't claim
Jessica. The what do we call
Jessica
her?
Miserable.
Jessica, I'm not Latina. That's what we call her.
She doesn't want to be classified that way.
Right.
And from Machete, his name is Danny Trejo.
See.
So he's been.
He's the guy on Breaking Bad.
What's the
Or
guy on
he's
the
done that. He's done that show.
What about Y Tu Mamá También? There's
Oh,
two major.
Gabriel. What's his name?
I'm a I know who you're
I know.
talking about.
Yeah.
That movie Y Tu Mamá También. I can't.
His
wow.
name is Gabriel.
That's one,
No,
and
but
then
what's
there's the other one, the main.
Names escaping us. We'll
Yeah.
get that in our research. But I mean, obviously there's
There-
things
yeah.
in the cooker, but it's interesting to me how, I mean, come on, let's be real. It's 2011, like Mexico and all the Hispanic nations have taken over this country. And I'll be interested to see if at some point soon, maybe with the onslaught of the web and all of that, like how there has to be the same way that it has happened in a society like that. Eventually, the art is going to reflect that. It has to, because that's the consumer base. So I don't know who's going to like take their helm. Maybe it's P. Diddy.
It was Diego Luna.
Diego Luna.
No. There you go, Diego
And
Luna.
he's still around. He's still doing.
He's doing
big
things. So I don't know. We need some leadership and some money. So I don't know where that's going to come from, but I hope it comes soon. Because it's getting kind of snoozy.
And soon I'll be on TV.
And
dancing.
Chi-Chi will be
Yes.
stripping.
I'll be
on
stripping on
Game.
TV, and then you guys can talk about me and say,
Chi-Chi.
"Oh my God, we have a Chi-Chi. We have Isabel."
And she'll
You
be
guys,
like,
seriously, we
she'll
have
be
to
like
change the name though.
New age stripper.
We really
no,
have
Chi-Chi
to change
has
the name.
sentimental
Chi-Chi is a
value.
great-
Chi-Chi
that's a
is
great name.
amazing. It has sentimental value. It is a great name. It works for what you want to do with your life. And I
then
think we should.
It's
hold
like-
on
it's
to
like
that.
Can we
it's
start
like-
AfterBuzz? Can we
We need to
start?
brand
Can we
it.
start a Facebook
like
a Facebook page to get me implants and just
Support
lift them
Chi-Chi
up,
at
support Chi-Chi.
Facebook.com.
Facebook.com, please.
No
I need
pun
some new
intended.
ones.
Support Chi-Chi's.
Isn't that like? Oh my God! But either way, so
Oh, I miss Curtis. He would be so in love with me right now. Where did he go?
he'd be like, "Can I see him?"
He'd be like, I'll let you know if you need bigger
Okay,
ones, girl.
let's
I'll let you know if I
not-
need bigger ones,
let's-
girl.
I love you, Curtis.
Yeah, he's
Wherever
not
you
here
are.
to defend himself.
So
Courtney.
that's the point. Whatever. I would say it in his face.
I know you
It's
would.
not a secret. We know he off.
Well.
Anyway, moving on. So we were talking about this whole the brown people showing up and where they're showing up, and one of the places they also showed up this week for me is at the premiere for a movie
Mm-hmm.
Meagan Good.
with Meagan Good that she made in 2006.
What?
It was made in 2006.
Was she legal then?
Yes.
Yes.
She's like 29 right now.
Yeah.
And the movie was
table's
mile.
falling
Oh my
apart.
God. What did you just say?
I said my desk falling apart.
Oh, oops. We're having some issues. But either way, so she was releasing this movie to DVD. And she actually said it was an independent project. I kind of heard down the line because we weren't able to get her up in the line fast enough before she had to go in. But so she did this film, and she had a little premiere this evening, and they're having a party for it. And I was able to catch up with Pooch Hall and Hosea Sanchez, Derwin, and Malik consecutively. They were on the carpet. They're buddies. They were really cool, really nice guys. And I actually found them to both be quite, I hate saying articulate because I think that is the worst word to use because Black people get so offended, like, you're so articulate, like I'm not supposed to be able to talk.
Right.
And it wasn't articulate that was the issue. It was just they were kind of deep. They were some pretty intense brothers. They were some intellectuals, and it was really nice. They both look very snazzy. I commented on
can't wait for that.
On their fashion.
Oh.
And mind you, never find Hosea to be that exciting on the game, but in person he was very nice. He was very nice.
He is one of the cute ones
and he's
on
got
there.
his little scarf, and he's like, yeah, that's my style.
I even saw a piece of the clip earlier, and he had that same hat that I have on right now.
Yes, he had his little hat on. Did you feel, oh, Kenny?
Kenny's like, I know fashion. I know fashion. If he's wearing it, I know.
It would have been nice if he would have made it in today or tonight.
So you guys would have been
we would have been
matching.
like twins.
But we're praying. He did mention he was supposed to be at
what
the
was
show.
that term you learned?
Oh,
Project
Twins.
Oh,
yeah.
there you go, Project Twins.
Kind of, sort of, not really.
I'm a lot younger than he is.
No, you're not, bro.
Yeah.
Really? How old is he?
Yeah, I'm fairly certain you're
29.
older.
Oh, maybe
I just turned
he can be
21.
my older relationship. 29.
He's 29.
Yeah, he's like 29. His birthday's in
He'll be my
September.
old man.
And he's from the South, so he's a sweet boy.
His birthday is September 12th,
He's from
1981.
Alabama.
I did my research.
I did my research too.
Look it up.
Either way, they both had like really passionate about the game, really happy. Obviously, I mean anybody working, especially as a brown person, is excited. Hosea mentioned quite a bit how positive and excited he was about fans that helped bring the show back. And how it's very, obviously it's very revolutionary that we talked about the whole role of social media and how that's affecting things. And he was very giving homage to all of that and to the fans for pulling them back on the air. So it was really, really nice to see them out. They looked great. They were very kind, and we hope to pull them both in next week to come and chat with us live. All right, and as usual, I look very dapper. Are you?
Look, I'm just as regular as regular.
You style it all yourself. Are the stars you, or you have decided? Because I see you with stars.
It's me.
It's you?
I have a stylist that I kind of work with, but, for everyday life, it's all me. I'm stylish. I got flavor. My daddy, you should see my father back in his day. He was suited and booted, tailor-made, so I get it from my pops.
Good job.
Thank
Very
you.
nice, guys.
Thank
Now, just real quick about the game. Malik has had a very interesting storyline this season. A lot of us were a little hardened because we love the comedy from Malik, and you got a little serious. How did you feel about it?
I felt good about it. Anytime it's authentic to what's really happening in the world of the NFL, I'm with it. And it's a story that should have been told. It's about the stories. It's not really about us or our feelings about the characters and what the characters do. As long as it's authentic to what's really happening in this world and we can expose some of it, in a tasteful way, then I'm down for it. And I think that we should do more.
How was your tour with Meagan? You had a very special storyline with her this year.
Meagan is Meagan. And she's, on the serious side, she's a really talented girl. She's very present and grounded as an actress. And what that does for you, there's nothing like being an actor, working with a good actor on the other end. Some people may think it's all about them, but for me, what really gets me going is when I'm working opposite great people that are working for the end of the scene to be what it can, the best that it can be. Not about egos, not about us, but about the characters evolving and being the best that they can be to deliver it to the audience.
Well, lastly, with the game, they kind of came back with fan support. Social media was a huge push to get you guys back on BET. How do you feel social media has affected your job profession as an actor? What are you doing now that you didn't maybe think you were doing?
Oh, well, social media is the only reason why we're back. It's the main and key element to, well, not to why we're back completely, but to, why we're as successful as we were, with being every single trending topic, with being, the is the young lady that created a Facebook campaign for us, who's been really influential in getting the fans drawn to the show. So, you know, without all of these elements, I don't even think, honestly, that it would have worked. You know, and not the social aspect of it, but, you know, the fans reaching out to, you know, the networks and posting petitions and all those other things, which is the reason why, you know, Deborah Lee and everybody else really kind of paid attention to the show in the first place. You know, because of what they all did before we were canceled. They did this stuff before. Me and Pooch went on 106 apart before we were canceled, when we were threatening to be canceled. And the outpour from just that, and we weren't even canceled, was phenomenal. It was crazy when they were threatening to cancel. You know.
So I think that really, I mean, after speaking to Pooch and Hosea, I really felt like, in thinking about that comment that the guy made, there's like, there's no Black Hollywood, you know, whatever. Yeah. I really felt like they had some great things to say and some positive things to say and some energy behind it. And there was a lot of chitter chatter on the carpet about coming together and like just doing our own work, because if it's not out there, you make it. And that's sort of been the mantra of almost everybody in the business now, because of the web and the accessibility of things, and you can really get some things done that way. So I feel like they gave me hope to smush home dude that said there's no future for Black Hollywood and brown people. So it was really nice to get to see them and talk to them. And like I said, we hope we get to get them in here as soon as possible to speak with us live. So it was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah. But on that note, we'll just close out our little segment here and let's go get some news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So the game holds steady for the 9th week straight with just under 4 million viewers, coming in second to MTV Teen Mom for the 3rd week in a row, but also up 1/10 of a point in the 18 to 49 adult demo for the first time since the season premiere.
They actually increased.
That's good.
That's great.
And we did mention that last episode was the funniest.
The funniest, and I thought it was funny.
Yeah, so there you go.
They were there, so they're doing well. They're doing well.
Yeah. Right on.
Well, actress Tia Mowry's husband, Corey Hardwick, starred in this past weekend's newest film release, Battle Los Angeles, which came in #1 at the box office, ranking in over $35 million opening weekend.
Congratulations to him. He had a nice little role in that film, and Tia was out supporting him.
And Michelle Rodriguez, is she Mexican?
I'm not
I don't know if she's Mexican.
I think she has a big part in this.
Yeah,
movie.
she's huge. I saw it this weekend.
She has like a
it was
huge
great.
comeback.
It was very nice, and she announced that she is not gay. For all of you that thought she was gay, because I most certainly thought she was gay.
Well, I mean, come on, everything that she's done, she's played the boxer.
But not just that.
No.
I thought she had a girlfriend at one point. That they were.
She did.
I even ran into her at the Abbey, which is a gay spot in West Hollywood.
What's that car movie that was huge? I got over it after we did
Fast
and Furious. Wasn't she supposed to be like the sexy girl in that movie? I remember falling in love with her.
I mean, I think she's sexy all the time.
She's been, but she's always been
girl.
manly.
And then after that,
well, she's the action girl. Like she's aggressive. She's
Avatar.
always in the military.
Avatar.
And that's what she is in Battle Los Angeles. She's
but I just
Air
think she
Force
also
person.
fell off the wagon when she got how many DUIs or got pulled over.
Yeah,
and
she did.
She was all messy and
good for her. She's come back. She looks really good. She wore a beautiful dress to the premiere. She was like in a long gown, slick, tight. Go Michelle Rodriguez, go Corey Hardwick, and go Tia Mowry for being 5 months pregnant and still being on the grind with your husband, because she was out there supporting him. So.
Right.
And she's actually Dominican and Puerto Rican.
Dominican, right. See, I thought Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure she was Puerto Rican. Cool.
All right, well, Terrence J just signed a major book deal and will be releasing a relationship book, which will hopefully be released this fall.
What?
Yes.
What?
A little AfterBuzz
What?
exclusive right there for some reason.
Lil Dante got himself a book. That's so
I'm
cute.
buying that. We're buying that.
I didn't even know who the hell you were talking about. Because it wasn't on the paper. I was like, okay, improvise. And actually, I thought this was like something from Glee, because I honestly didn't know who you were talking about.
What?
But I was just gonna go along with it. I was like, okay. Right.
Congratulations, Terrence J. You.
Moving up from 106.
Moving up from 106 in Park, baby. He was supposed to be at that premiere tonight, by the way, which I was pumped, because I was about to ask him why he was.
Why is he on the show?
He was busy writing.
He was busy writing his book on
See?
relationships. You gonna tell me how you can make how I can make you my man, Terrence J. Cougar all over you.
That's awesome.
Speaking of cougars, the game alum Stacey Dash, who played Camille Rose, Jason Pitt's first leap back into dating world after his divorce, has found herself a new role on the comedy Single Ladies, VH1's first scripted sitcom, set to air this summer and produced by Queen Latifah and her Flavor Unit production company.
How do you feel about this?
Love Stacey Dash. I'm sorry. I think she is the freaking hottest, like, 50-year-old woman in the world.
She's
And
50?
She's almost 50.
Yes.
She's like
Really?
47.
She was on that magazine where her body was just in
King
there.
magazine like 3 years ago. But
I didn't
she's-
realize she was that old.
Yo, she's old.
Yeah.
Really?
And she
Yes.
has a grown
Can we find out how
daughter.
old she is?
I'm thinking
Yes,
it's a lie
I
on
remember we looked
IMDb,
it
but
up
I'm
and
pretty
they were
sure she's
saying
like
yes.
47 now.
'Cause I remember her from Clueless.
Yes.
And she
But
played
she
a
was like
scene.
30.
And
But
she,
still,
she looks
you
She's
know?
amazing.
Yeah.
She looks amazing. And
She is 40 years old.
she's not 40. She's older than 40.
I
That's a
remember
lie.
we looked it up somewhere. She was more, when we saw that spread.
She looks
She's
great.
in the 45 to 47 range because she was on
yeah.
the Wendy Williams show at one point, and Wendy is 46. She advertised it, and they both like agreed they're ladies of a certain age, so they're in that bracket together.
That's great.
But hello, there's a sitcom, Queen Latifah producing.
Well,
like
I'm glad
where
she's
did-
getting work and not.
Yeah.
I mean, because every year I see her, she's in Atlanta doing these lesbian
Or-
club parties. And
or-
it's like,
Yeah.
True. And I think she's good.
I think she's
Exactly.
a great actress.
I think, yeah, she's kind of been like pigeonholed because she's like Stacey Dash, and like in the black community, it's kind of like Stacey Dash is a green-eyed pretty girl. Like, so
Right.
maybe she hasn't gotten everything that she could have. But I liked her. I liked her when she was on the game, and I think it's
Yes.
cool that they're doing a sitcom. One complaint: why is Lisa Ray on this sitcom? Diamond, really?
Because they probably have a small budget.
Really?
Loved her though.
That girl can't act work.
Chi is loving Diamond.
That was one of my favorite movies.
Oh,
Of course it is.
Oh,
It really was.
So I mean, if we don't get a dance next week after tonight's episode, I'm just saying.
for real,
Chi-Chi.
for real, for real.
Oh my gosh.
It has weight when you say that, Jesse.
I know. Jessica, can you repeat that?
Because she actually liked it when you said
did
it.
you see
yeah,
me all
yeah, I know.
She
She's like,
blushed, little Chi-Chi.
I was a little like, hold up.
Okay, I could probably shake it for you a little bit. There you go. Alrighty then.
Brown People News.
We got some more of it, baby.
So ABC Family picked up a comedy series called The Great State of Georgia. Veteran Loretta Devine joins the cast of the sitcom, which centers on Georgia, played by Raven Simone, an exuberant, curvy performer from the South, and her science geek best friend Joe, played by Mahandra Delfino, who tried to make a headway in New York City. Devine will play the flamboyantly effusive Aunt Honey, a southern grand dame in a silk open robe and fur-trimmed mules, who is Georgia and Joe's landlady and a dear friend of Georgia's late mother.
All right, now, in conversation about Raven Simone, whom I've loved, even though I really was hating on her way back in the day when she was on The Cosby Show, just because I was bitter that they brought her on to, like, make up for the fact that Rudy was growing up.
Exactly.
I grew to love her. I think she's absolutely beautiful. And I read this and I go, Raven Simone, you are no longer curvy. What happened? Do we see this picture on people.com? She has lost a lot of weight, which, you know, whatever. Everybody wants to lose weight, I guess. But damn.
How old is she?
She's about 25, I think, around 25,
Maybe, yeah.
26,
Yeah.
somewhere in there. But she looks a little tired in the picture. Maybe the weight loss has occurred too fast. The weave is looking.
She looks dehydrated.
She looks hungry.
Can we just be happy that she
I'm
looks...
happy she's on a show, but I love her, but she
Damn.
doesn't look well in this picture. Come on, Kenny, you're looking at
Well,
it.
I
Be
am
honest.
looking at it. And she's always looked like a little chipmunk to me, so...
But she's pretty. I like her. But either way, she's playing the curvy girl that's moving to New York trying to make it.
Maybe maybe she will
in
eat.
Hollywood, that's probably a size 5, Courtney.
Well,
So she's curvy.
Can we please fix our perception of curvy? Please.
well, maybe she's gonna eat before the show starts shooting.
Dude, they have to be shooting right now. It premieres in June.
Oh, well.
So
That's
she's
not-
skinny. Well, maybe she has to like lose weight.
Maybe she'll
To
wear a
move.
fat suit.
for the show.
She's not gonna work. She's not.
By the way, we have the picture up for all our viewers.
I hope
via
so, because I
the
only had the
magazine,
little
so.
print. Yeah. So love you, Raven. We hope that you are healthy, and if you have, still lost all this weight, we hope you did it healthily because we love you for who you are. Because I used to watch That's So Raven every Saturday morning, even though I was grown and had already graduated from college.
I love That's So Raven.
Oh my God. I'm not talking to neither one of you.
What are you talking about?
That show was lame.
No, you're lame, Kenny. That's why your mama don't like you. Oh my
That
God.
show was awful.
It was not
Yeah,
lame.
Oh my God.
What was the boy on that show? I didn't like
The little
her friend.
Her little older friend. He hit on me. And he's like 4 feet tall. And anyway, that's the story for another time. But because he's obviously, I think he's older, like than he was playing, and he was like on a lot, and like it was funny.
That's a story for right now because when are we ever gonna talk about That's So Raven?
I mean,
ever
I'm
again?
just saying, it was just funny. He was like this little man. I was like an extra on something because I was broke, and like he like rolled over and was trying to spit game. Like he was seriously like, so what you up to, girl? What are you doing out here? And I was
And
like,
you were shaking it.
She was chocolate Kiki.
I had on I was like an office worker or something.
I'm sure you were working.
Whatever. I was working, and little man, I hope you're working somewhere.
What is his name? You don't know?
I can't remember. What was his name? I just remember because he started to get the little dread.
And didn't he report? He was reported missing recently.
Wasn't this the guy with the green eyes?
Girl, hell no. He didn't have a green eye. I don't think so. No.
Wrong show.
Because her little brother was the Corey in the house guy,
Right.
and then the friend, he started to get chubbier and chubbier as the season went on, and I can't remember his name. But he loved his jewelry because he always had
Orlando
like,
Brown.
Yeah, he always had big earrings, and he was like jeweled up when he was like walking around. And I was like, well, could I borrow one of your diamonds? Because then I wouldn't have to do this extra work.
Oh God.
Anywho, that's that. We love it. That's So Raven.
And that's your AfterBuzz TV celebrity gossip news for the game season 4, episode 11, Tuesday, March 15th, 2011.
All right.
Can you believe it's March 15th?
Time is just flying by.
We're going to move into the land of predictions. And as we do that, can I just say I went to the nail salon today?
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay, I have to tell this really quickly. I went to the nail salon today, and because they're talking about predictions, I had to get my nails done. Sorry, I haven't done it in like 8 months. So anyway, the little like Vietnamese ladies were talking, and then this lady started to talk about how her daughter told her that like they were able to predict the date for the demise of our existence for 2012 based on something with September 11th, 2001, and adding it to what just happened in Japan for 2011, and it gives you the date of like December 22nd, 2012, and that's when we will all die. So that is the prediction for like the rest of your lives.
You make me want to just get up and leave right now.
What do I have to do?
Like
I have like a
seriously?
to-do.
How do you think I feel? She's telling
have,
me
like,
this
a
and giving me
to-do
a
list.
pedicure. She's like exfoliating and telling me like
You
my
shoulda-
daughter said this
you
and that.
You should have
And
kicked
we
that.
are all going to die.
You should have been like, well, why am I wasting my money doing my nails?
Well, believe me, it wasn't a waste, honey. I needed it real bad.
You should have kicked that nasty water in her face. That's what I would have done.
But then the girl that was doing my nails, because they have one lady on your feet
Yeah.
and one lady on the nails, the girl that was doing my nails, like, I don't want to think about that. I'm pretty. I want to stay pretty. And I don't want to worry because I don't want to get ugly.
Wait, what did she
She's
say?
like, don't worry, I'm pretty. And I was like, I'm not mocking
So
them.
all
Like,
you
I
ugly
just-
people will be dying
She was
December
like,
22nd. Ugly people, if I'm you, I will be hiding right now.
You know what? In a
Start your
perfect
to-do
world,
list.
in a perfect world, that should happen.
You know, the ugly people
just
should
wipe-
die.
let's
and
wipe
just be
off
done
these
with
ugliness
it.
And if we're in Hollywood, we better start dyeing our hair blonde. Otherwise, we're gonna be ugly
Am I on the
December.
ugly list? Oh, because then how do you know?
Do you
if
want me
you're
to
on the
answer
ugly
that
list?
question?
Yeah, I have nappy
I have a
hair.
mirror.
I have nappy hair and brown
And we have
skin.
extra skin. We're curvy, so we're definitely ugly.
Oh, damn, I'm gonna die on December 22nd.
December
2012.
22nd. Ugly people. Let's
Move your
stick
calendar
together.
back a couple of years, you'll be
It
fine.
doesn't matter. Either way, well, that was just the prediction I wanted to share with you about your lives.
Gee, thank you.
Hope you take that with whatever grain of salt or spit or whatever you want to do with. So let's go back to the game and let's talk about predictions because obviously we're coming to the season finale very
Yes.
quickly. It's rapidly approaching.
Yes.
There's about to be a big cliffhanger, supposedly. What y'all got for me this week?
Well, from looking at the previews, I think we get to see Melanie trying to get pregnant. I don't think Derwin wants her to get pregnant by him. And maybe this is when they decide, you know what, we're married, but it's not going anywhere. I don't want to make a family with you. And they just broke up. No.
That's sad.
Dang, you have a positive outlook on life.
I mean.
But that's that's what their
Let's go,
relation.
Kenny.
That's how their relationship's been. I think Tasha's gonna get a new man.
Who
Mario
was
Van.
that?
Mario Van Peebles.
Why was his Jerry curl still on?
Yeah, and
That's all you got.
That's all I got.
She's gonna get a new man. You saw that on the preview. What kind of prediction is that?
Well,
whatever.
That's all I'm looking forward to.
You're so depressing. Well, I guess that I will.
The
have
world
to
is gonna
say-
end.
Well, my prediction is that Kelly Pitts will not be back, so we're probably not gonna laugh very much, and maybe the cliffhanger is going to be that Janae's gonna try to stab Melanie because that would be like way more interesting than what's been going on so far.
Okay, why do people stab each other?
I
all
just
the
want some baby
time?
mama drama because I really thought the most drama and the most exciting drama has been with Janae, and that was like one of the best scenes, and I really want them to revisit that. Last we saw, she was like, "You broke my heart" in her kitchen, and we haven't seen crap else. Give it back to us. Where's Janae at? And Pooch Hall really stuck up for Janae. He was like, stop hating on Janae. So bring it back. Hopefully we'll get some more Janae, and we will find out next week. Thanks for joining us, and see you next week.
For producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions, comments, or would like to host an AfterBuzz show of your own, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.